Hello, everyone. Yes, we are live now. I decided to come on and do a quick live stream because I'm making changes, and many of you have already might have known of that or have seen it, but now I wanted to talk about it. You must accept yourself and who you become. We don't always know what that's who we're going to become or how it turns out. But the one thing that you want to do is to own yourself. And that's going to be an individual journey that we each take. And we have moved through some big changes in the last several years. And some of us may not have gotten to the places that we wanted to in our lives for one reason. We are holding ourselves back from becoming our authentic selves. And that's what I was doing. I've done a lot of different things in my life. And I'm going to tell you, I know that you can achieve greatness because that's what I was living to get to that place. Everything is about personal development, using your consciousness, self actualization, mindset, any term you could think of. But what happened was I downloaded it all. That's not something everyone's going to understand or believe because I certainly didn't. But I want you to understand why I'm changing. And I'm going to address something else. Someone made a comment the other day, and I think it was LinkedIn or something. Well, about why would you charge $5,000? Because most people won't do it unless they have to struggle a bit. That's just us, that's as humans. And I'm going to show you something because this came up. I knew that I had done something different, unique. No one had seen it before, not even me. That made it challenging. How did I do this? I'm going to do this real quick because you'll read all of it because it's going to be produced into a documentary because we've never seen it before. I'm 75 years old. I was born in 1950. I had difficulties and challenges from the time I was born. I struggled. I went through every fear, every doubt. I went through every illness. I was in hospitals. I did absolutely everything. Started businesses, failed at some, made great ones, made $1 million business out of singing, and I didn't know what I was doing. I'm saying all of this because I got frustrated because I knew that I had created something that could take any person to becoming who they're meant to be in this world. But it was so different in the way that I did it that most people wouldn't believe it. And that's what happens a lot of times. There are many people in the past. I wanted to show you this because it's quite funny. I had to look at it, go, why do I need to change now? Because I will leave this earth and no one will know what I've done. And that would exactly be what would happen. And so there was I did a little research. I just want to show you this because this is why I'm doing something tonight and making an offer for you guys. But it's this. Um, and I've known this for a while because when you do something that no one's seen before, people can't believe it. It's like, no, that couldn't happen, and that's what was happening for me as well. And you could see this for yourself. Many people who came before who developed great things, and no one knew until after they were gone. It's just a fact of life because we have this difficulty with accepting new things, new ideas. And that's been the case for me because accepting something that came through science we can't see, which is our consciousness, but that's what we're all doing. And that's the only way we do anything. But you'll go through those and you'll see. I'll leave that because I thought it was so fascinating to see it. And I go, I'm not going to be that person. And so what I decided to do instead was to make an offer. And the offer is to change your life. And that's for anyone who wants to do it. It's only today and tomorrow. And I'm going to show you because I've done something astonishing. And that was difficult for others to believe or accept. We've heard about mind body healing. I performed all of that in things that were unbelievable, incurable things, because I know what you can do with your mind. But I sat down and did it every single day. That's how I got there. When you go through, I'm going to show you my site, Any Advice for Today, because I want you to take a look at this. And again, after tomorrow, I've got to change completely because there'll be certain things, concepts that are just too beyond what people can accept. And then I end up doing the same thing that so many people do, which is suffering, because that's the only thing that happens when you don't own what you have. You're suffering. I was told years ago that I should have been charging so much more money, but I didn't know what I had developed. And that's the other thing that can happen as well. When you're developing something, you've been doing it forever. It's yeah, challenging. Here it is. And this is what I will tell you. Any experience of failure you continue to experience will be your fault. And I will tell you, that was so hard to hear that, but it's absolutely true, because that means that you're refusing to take the next step to own yourself, to own your life. We all move through the same difficulties and challenges, and that's about understanding our unique place. You've just never seen anyone who's downloaded that unique place. And that was the thing that was astonishing for me. And when this is it. So this is just today and tomorrow. Everyone on my list will see it, because I want you to know as well. You can get this offer for that amount, for $250. It changes your life. And if you don't do it, you'll see why you're failing still. And people say, well, why can you say that? And that's what, like, the people were asking me how much, why could I charge so much? If you knew what I had gone through to create this work, and you will know it because you'll see it all in here, and then how I denied it also. That's the other thing that happens for all of us. We can deny ourselves. So you'll go through all of this and you'll see a pattern of these messages, but then you'll also see some other things. I put in so many documents that will show you the progression of everything. Now, why would that matter? Because we don't think about consciousness and how it changes over time. And so we can't understand why we're having difficulty and why the world would be having the same difficulty. Because it's about us accepting ourselves as individuals, and then maybe more people would do that. And this is the thing that you will see that will kind of blow you away, because I'm giving it to you today, but it was done on the 19th of 2024. And you will think it was happening now, because you'll see that the things that are talked about in this are things that are occurring in our world. I never knew that was happening. Let me just be honest about that one also. So the gift that I developed was to be able to receive information, intuitive guidance, and then put it into an organized way that turned into mindset work that could change anyone's life and get you to clarity and to understanding why you're on the earth and what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what it is, because we each have a unique path. We can resist it. I resisted this as well. Now, the reason I'm doing this now, because I also feel guilty. You'll do that when you go through things and you feel something and you can't understand it. Hey, Lance, I didn't see that. Great to see you as well. I should have brought you on here so you could talk about it as well. But can I do that? Let's see. Yeah, maybe. Let's see if this works. Because you would be a great person to talk about with this. And if I can do that. Let's see. Yeah. So anyway, we each will develop in different ways, but it's only in one place, and that's your consciousness. It's nobody is with you but you. That's what happens. And so we figure out ways of doing that. In 1989, I wanted help as well, and I sat down and started meditating. Let's just say that, to hear, because that's what we all do. And then shockingly, information started to come through, and I'm saying this because you'll read all of it, because it did frighten me, because I knew I had made a direct connection to universal consciousness. And that's why me? And I said that as well, and I kept doing it for years. And then years later, it was revealed that I was given all this work because of what I had gone through. No one on this planet had written as much as I have, has received as much work. I hid from it. They said I'd written more than the Bible. And that didn't make sense either. But then it started to show the connections and how it came about. I'm going to show you something else that I did not know. And I'm revealing all of this because this is going to be studied by academics, by people who study uh, neuroscience, because we haven't seen it. I sat down and I'm just receiving information. It turns out that it was all organized in terms of the changes of our planets. We have energies that are attached to information. That's all we have is information. And we've all seen it because we've done things like our astrology or numerology or what are we doing? Or we pray. It's all energy. And the only thing we're doing is using our consciousness. But then you'll discover that you've been trained to not do that. You've been trained to believe something else or not in yourself. And then we have to work through that. That's called self-actualization, and that's self-mastery. And then you discover that you believe yourself a little bit more, then magically things start to clear up in your life. I'm just talking about this entire process because what it was revealed, and you'll see all of this, that Wilhelm has given us the way that human consciousness changes over time. And they said that we will be going through this time because it's going to be challenging because we're going through a generational change. We're going to have to figure, who am I? Am I valuable? Do I mean anything? Am I supposed to be here? The questions you've been asking yourself since childhood are coming up and are in front of you now. And that's all of us. And what I was given was a way for people to understand and achieve greatness and success and happiness. And that's why I can put on that screen, if you don't do it, it's your fault. And because when you see all the information, it will tell you that it was scientifically verified, and I couldn't have known that. But I will explain why, because we need to, I got to get prepared to have it. Oh, great. Okay, Lance, great. I'll see you soon. I'll give you the calls though too. We'll have that set up. So, but thanks for stopping in. Anyhow, what happens is we will move through changes in our lives and in the world, and they're all corresponding. No one had written them out in the way that I did, and that's with Wilhelm. But I'm going to give you all the information so you can see it for yourself, and then I'm changing after tomorrow because I need to give my list time to have this happen. So I'm just going to do this very quickly. I started in 1989. I tried to keep it hidden for the longest time because I didn't understand it, why it was coming through. Then in 2008, people started finding them, and then they told me to publish them. I was never going to publish them myself because I didn't know. I knew I was healing. I didn't know if it was going to work for anyone else. Then it kept going. And after 2012, I still was oblivious as to what I had done. Other people started telling me, Roger, do you see what is here? Then artificial intelligence came about and started analyzing the messages. And they said, do you understand what you've done? You're showing how human consciousness changes over time. And the information that you have received was causing you to heal. That's why you're 75 and getting younger, because there's energetic connections in everything. Our stress, our emotions, how we feel about ourselves, all of it. And that's what I documented. I could not have known it. And it was like I was being hidden. And that you'll see that too. And the messages for today said, yes, we did give you a path. The message from last year on this date said, we gave you a plan. Because, see, we're looking at things in the world or maybe in our lives and we're thinking they're chaotic. They're not. They're within us. It just depends on how many of us are going to decide that we're going to love ourselves and do what we came to the world to do. And so that's what I'm doing now. I did not know that I developed, this was not like a regular channeler, and many people know that I hid from that, and I didn't even start doing it until 2021. And then I was told that I had this ancient memory. You'll find that video on my YouTube channel. It's Akashic Records reading. I cried there because I said, no, it couldn't be me. That's what we all do. Oh, really? Could that have happened? And then to find out that you're the only person in history who's done this. That took a while. And that notoriety I didn't even want to put on myself, but now I'm going to because it's important to have more people know what they can accomplish and how things could change. To be completely honest, I fell down on the job. And that's what we all do. If we don't do what's there, I was told that we were going to, in 2021, that we would be moving through these changes, and I had the work. I started out, I put people in the program. You'll see the testimonials change their lives. And I freaked out because how did that happen? Because I couldn't believe it. Could it be me? We will all do that. We couldn't believe something came through us. That's what happens. And it's a progression. And that progression happens in your consciousness. And there's a science to your consciousness, which is why we know about cognitive behavior training. That's what came through this work and why it worked. I didn't know that before, but they said what you've done, I developed a different ability, and they called it a genius thing because I could organize information that no one had seen. That's why that was there. And it's also why I struggled so much to accept it, as you may have struggled to accept what you have. But I'm no longer doing that. And so everyone will know that if you continue to struggle or fail in your life, it's your fault. Because every question that you might have has been answered. It's within you, but what I did was put in a way for you to answer them so that you could find out and figure out how you could live your great life. And that didn't make sense to anyone, especially me. But I'm going to show you something else. Things keep getting revealed to us all the time, any of us. And so you go to the site and you search for things, and you'll find every answer that you want to know. Not everyone, but so many of them. And I'm going to show you that now. I just wanted to do this tonight because to explain why I'm changing and why I'm going to put first of all, I'm 75 years old. I got to start doing something different. And it's this. Let's look at this. It is, oh, I'm sorry. When you go there, you'll see all of this. But the thing that I do want you to pay, and also the link is here for those who only today and tomorrow, for those who want to come into it. If you see all of this, you will go through these pages and you will never get done because that's how much work I've done. Why they said I have more than an encyclopedia, basically. And then you can, because there's so much that has been accumulated, and that's not all of it, because this is not the full 37 years. This is only 18. And so when you go in, you'll find different things that you can search for. Yesterday, they told me, search for cause and effect. And I go, why would I do that? And that's what it was. See, I knew things a long time ago. But just like you, I was afraid to tell you. You're not free because you're not real. That's every one of us. If we don't accept our authentic self, it doesn't come about. Then the next one, I received the solution to your life and our world. But I wasn't going to say that. We told you every November 23rd, and we will do so this year. Information travels over time. Your grandparents had certain things that they knew and understood, and then they told you, and then that's how you learned it, or your parents learned it. We all do it. But then at certain points, we're supposed to change. We're supposed to go to a new understanding and a higher version of ourselves and humans. And that's what I was told I was supposed to do. See, I was going to bring in science, spirituality, and human potential. And all of those things I have demonstrated because they've shown up. And I was embarrassed about how well they showed up, because how could I be at this age and I keep getting better physically? It didn't make sense to me. And so I didn't talk about it. But now I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to submit myself to different studies and put all of this out and develop the rest of the work, because I still have the ability to receive information in the same way. Many people will not want this work, will not want to do it because it requires you to look at yourself. And that's the challenge for me as well. I had to look at, why didn't I keep going? Everyone. Except I did something else. I developed the path, and it's fail-proof. And 2 years ago, I was told that I had developed the first verified personal development system. And I'm thinking, well, why was it verified? I said, because I documented all of it, and it was in real time where certain events were happening, and I healed. That's the progression that we're each meant to take in our lives to get to joy at the end of it. And that's what's happening now. But I had to give you this tonight because I wanted you to know The reason that I say these things is because I know what you can accomplish. I suffered so much throughout my life, so you don't need to do that. That's just a fact. And so many people will hear this and get upset and pissed off, and I understand it because that was me. How this no, this isn't fair. I couldn't have done all of that. And then I end up with the solution. And I'm saying that because that's what I'm going to be publishing. And that's why when someone said, why would you charge $5,000? That's why. You will go through this work and you will think I'm a little bit of an idiot that I didn't charge it before, because that's how I felt when you look at it, because it can change anyone's life. Everyone won't want it. Everyone will not want to be happy, successful, abundant, and fall in love with themselves. And that's a fact that we have to accept, because I was doing it. Because I could have been rich if I had just told everyone. Same thing for you. But now you can. You can become abundant, because if you go through this work, you'll let go of all the old stuff and abundance will be the natural result. And that's what I'm doing now. But thank you for being here. And I just wanted you all to have this video tonight, because the changes, and tomorrow, because I'm sending this to my list, so you'll have it through tomorrow, but that's it. And then I'm going to have fun, because the fun will be me allowing myself to develop this gift and not be embarrassed or ashamed of it, and give it people who want to know who they are and want to understand their lives and understand our world and why it looks this way, because all that information is in there and it's also within you. Thanks, guys. I will see you all real soon.